Hello, hello, hello. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Loading Podcast, Season 2, Episode 2. My name is Arthur.
And my name is AJ.
And my name is Jose, aka Fallen Conscript.
Yes, happy Friday evening, everybody. We have a very stacked episode for you guys today. Whether you're watching this live on Twitch at twitch.tv/AaronRider, or if you're listening to this after the fact that we've been live, wherever you are, we have a fully stacked episode today. Stuck on loading complete from all three of us. We're going to be talking about the Misfits, KSI versus Temper, the fourth boxing match, I believe, or the fourth boxing pay-per-view, I believe.
Yep,
yeah, indeed.
That is true.
Got that. Last of Us Season 1, and yeah, some leaks for the Suicide Squad game.
And before we get into all that, you already know, you see the link in the bottom left. Go hit that up. We are available on pretty much every single audio platform that you can listen to podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, and many more. We also have the video version on YouTube over at youtube.com/@AaronRider. What else? Hit up the Instagram at the Loading Podcast. And if you want to leave a voice message, hit up that link as well, and you go ahead and leave us a little voicemail.
Yes. Also, I also see that that we got some people in chat today.
Yeah, Twitter too.
Hello, Charlie for Life Band 2. This
is video only. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. They listen to audio.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on, but hey, remember, if you're listening to this or watching the video VOD after this, you can catch these episodes live every Friday at twitch.tv/AaronRider. Be part of the chat, interact with us as we're doing the podcast.
But every other Friday,
listening to us, every other Friday, true, every other Friday. But guys, how's it been? AJ, Jose, what have you been up to these past 2 weeks?
Pretty good so far. Just trying to grind, put my head down, trying not to even think about it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty good right now. I just got my vacation time approved for next week.
Nice.
These guys know. Nice. You guys don't know off on stream. My birthday's on Monday, so I got plans. Essentially, I'm gonna turn 26. And I'm thinking, since I'm off of work that entire week, I might as well stream every day for my birthday week. So Monday through Friday, I'm gonna try to stream.
Wow.
And I don't know how long I'm gonna stream, but I'm just gonna go for it.
Well, guys, you heard it here.
For this hit him up on the socials. You see the socials on screen. Go ahead and hit him up for his birthday week coming up.
Hell yeah.
Show some love, show some support to everybody over here. Yo, that's dope, dude. Just reminds that we're all getting older. Fuck.
God damn it.
Immediately. Yeah, we're getting old. All right, Arthur, how about you?
Yeah. My 2 weeks have been pretty all right, actually. Got a lot of stuff done. Just been working really hard, both with my job and some of the side things that I got going on. A lot of things outside of work too have been very, very, not overwhelming, but it's been very hectic. Let's just say every single day has been an event all on its own. And you know what? I can't really complain too much. I always prefer having my days, being filled up with something rather than, just not doing anything.
Nah, I get that. I feel that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get into the first segment of the pod. It is called Loading Complete or Stuck on Loading. Now, for those who aren't aware, we're basically taking news, whether gaming or not, and we're putting it into gaming terms. For instance, we're getting one piece of news that is good, saying like, yo, your loading screen is complete. You got a bomb PC, bomb console, you're doing it right. Or you're stuck on loading, your computer's trash, your whole setup is trash, everything is just wrong, okay? That's what we're doing. That's what it's called. Loading complete or stuck on loading.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right, so then do you want to go introduce the topic with your first loading complete?
Sure, why not? I'll go ahead and let me pull this up real quick. Now, for those of you who weren't aware, there was a Humble Bundle last year for the events that happened in Ukraine. They were raising some money for that. And this year, I believe it just came out that they hit 20 million for Ukraine, which is, I think, is awesome. And right now, they're actually doing another bundle at this very moment. I'm not sure if it is also for Ukraine. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's not. But you can get some of them same games that you had in that Ukraine bundle over at Humble Bundle right now. And yeah, it's pretty cool. You got some stuff like but you can get 7 games. There's 4 games for 15, 7 games for 23, which is pretty neat. I'm not too familiar with these games, but hey, if you want to support charity, yeah, it's right here, the Global Food Banking Network. Yeah, if you want to support charity, you can go ahead and check this out. You can get some cool games with it as well.
Oh, definitely.
That's
Humble Bundle has always just been, you know, the best place to like get games for like a cause. Always has been.
So yeah, it's great that we're, you know, charities are actually been able to do something, especially for Ukraine like that. It is ridiculous.
Right.
And that's almost like a perfect segue to my loading complete. So I'll just go ahead and talk about it. So if you remember, we had stuck on loading last podcast where we had Mike Uyama, who was the head of the awesome Games Done Quick franchise, so to speak, and he was supposed to step down for this recent event, and it turns out, nonetheless, it was a success. We have basically $2.6 million raised to prevent Cancer Foundation. So this was an equally just straight up successful run, no matter what. I'm so glad that it's actually now has raised more than $43 million in its lifetime. Like, this is success through and through, and I just hope that even with Mike stepping down, it still has like the force behind it.
Yeah, 43 million. That's nothing to scoff at. That's crazy. I didn't even know how big that this event was until you introduced me to it, and I think it's pretty sick, dog. Did any of y'all actually watch the event when it happened?
I actually caught a glimpse of the Super Mario Galaxy 2 any percent run, and partly is because I just love Super Mario Galaxy 2. But some of the skips that they use, and this is probably just attributing to the fact that I haven't played that game in years, but man, is it so cool just like watching these speedrunners know the game inside out. To a point where they can just do this off of muscle memory and then abuse like certain like spots and glitches that I never thought were like possible, that you can like shave off a huge percentage of the game. It's so cool. It's fantastic. And then especially with like Mario Galaxy's like weird like topsy-turvy anti-gravity platforming system that they have on there, it was just a joy to watch. It really was.
Yeah, I've heard of like what was going on with it, but I never actually watched it because I was so busy that week. But I'm just glad that so many things happened, like Final Fantasy, I believe 14, if I'm reading it correctly. They did a no mouse run of Palace of the Dead solo, which is ridiculously that sounds impossible to me. But just to play a MMORPG with no mouse is...
Oh, it's an MMO. No, that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that's correct.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy 14, bro.
Pardon me. I thought you said... I thought I heard you say another game. Sorry.
No. He said 14.
Bro, like, how are you playing an MMORPG with no mouse? You savage.
Yeah, tell it to console players. They got League of Legends.
Wow. Hey, tell that to our friends. They do that. You know that.
All right, but yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Arthur, give us your loading complete.
Yeah, so my loading complete unfortunately doesn't involve charities, but it's some exciting news. So basically, the John Wick's director, which is John Kelly, is now he signed on to direct a Rainbow Six movie starring Michael B. Jordan, who in 2021
that's actually pretty sick.
He played what was his character? Wait, hold on. Let's see.
I know he already did like Clancy type show, like in Prime Video, right?
Yeah, it was like it was a movie called Without Remorse, and it was also based on a Tom Clancy book, but it wasn't Rainbow Six in particular. But I think it's gonna be really exciting. ever since I don't know if I want to say if it's ever since like 2020 came around, but video game movies have definitely improved in quality ever since more and more people started taking it more seriously. Some examples that I could think off the top of my head, the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, they are surprisingly really good. I did not expect them to be as good as they were. Like, they're not groundbreaking, gonna make you think of like the story or anything, but it's a really good like comedy. It's really good, and Jim Carrey always just like makes it like fantastic.
Yeah, it's more of like, at least they listen to the people who played the games, because Lord knows when that first preview came out and it was that weird looking janky Sonic. Oh, there was riots in the streets. My God, it was bad.
So is there a trailer out or something we could look forward to when it comes to Rainbow Six, the movie?
So right now it's just he's signed on to do it. I'm assuming like maybe later this year we'll have some more confirmations.
So this is like even like this is like way pre-production like this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, they're just confirming cast at this point.
Gotcha. Has EA had a movie game yet? I don't think they have.
No.
EA?
Yeah, no.
They definitely haven't.
Yeah, I mean,
they
it makes
probably
sense.
have to
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, it feels like they could have a sort of movie with some sort of like Titanfall 2 storyline, so they could just like have like the how do you say, the perspective of a pilot in that war. I think that would be pretty cool.
Okay.
But in terms of EA's having a movie, they don't really have many games that could be turned into movies.
I was gonna say like maybe Battlefield could work, but looking at how Battlefield has been going recently, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they haven't even put effort into the video game. You think they're gonna be putting effort into that movie?
Yeah,
Like,
I doubt EA has a lot of properties they could probably do some stuff on. Like, hold on, let me look.
I mean, they got Titanfall.
Yeah,
they got Titanfall. They have Dragon Age and Mass Effect. Remember that.
Yeah, but they killed Mass Effect pretty badly too.
Yeah, but I mean, I think if a director knows what he's doing, I think Mass Effect could actually be decent as like a sci-fi.
Bro, they have The Sims, bro. They could have done a Sims movie. That would have gone crazy. You know, people love The Sims. People love The Sims.
How would a Sims movie work though?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
Like, I'm genuinely curious. I'm not trying to flame you or anything. I'm just genuinely curious of how that would work.
Bro, I just think it would be pretty neat, bro. Maybe it could be like, I don't know.
Would they have to subtitle the shit? Because all I'm gonna hear is Booba Gorgon. Like, you're like, what?
They're gonna change it. They're gonna change it for the purpose of the.
Wait, what do you mean? No, if there is a Sims movie, it has to be in Simlish or
it doesn't. Right? It wouldn't make sense.
Yes, it would.
It wouldn't make sense.
It would make perfect sense because it's The Sims.
Not for the listener. For people who know what The Sims is, yeah, it would make sense. But like, if we just go into a random movie, they speaking like random gibberish, they're not gonna get it. They're really not gonna get it.
The thing is, a movie made from a video game is to please those who play the video game.
But then again, when do video game movies stay true to the actual like character information? They don't.
I mean, the D&D movie wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. We talked about it in the last podcast, bro.
Man's really like, yo, I don't know.
I'm a hypocrite. Moving on. Need for Speed. Need for Speed would have been a decent one too.
Need for Speed would be cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it would have to go up against like Fast and Furious.
Of course, bro. Dead Space, bro. They have Dead Space.
Okay, you know what?
They have It Takes Two. They have A Way Out. Like all these things.
No, those are actually like really good.
They have Mirror's Edge, bro.
Oh.
They have Plants vs Zombies, bro. All these would go crazy as movies. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. All these.
Mirror's Edge, yeah.
I would.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's already a Mirror's Edge movie, to be honest.
But bro, you can't tell me Plants vs Zombie movie wouldn't go crazy with the kids, bro.
No, I think that would be hilarious, but I mean, it would be depends if they're trying to do what almost every video game movie has done recently with just overloaded CGI, or would they actually just animate it?
That's an interesting question. I feel like they would go the route of CGI, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they would ruin it with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, I mean, it's cool that Rainbow Six is getting a film because I think it actually translates really well.
Yeah, especially with the action movie dense, like
Oh yeah.
few years we've been getting. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, here's hoping that another video game film succeeds, or not even film adaptation, I should say, because recently we've been having a good track. I mean, Castlevania, Sonic, like I told you. Hopefully, this one follows that trend.
Alrighty, let's go over to Stuck on Loading.
Yeah, the bad news. Oh, this is. Oh, we got some
real quick.
We got some spicy topics for this one.
All right, so Stuck on Loading. Recently, this is also very unfortunate. Microsoft has been firing a lot of people. They have like a bunch of like layoffs in like some of the biggest gaming companies, including 343 Industries, including the people who made Starfield. I forget the name of the devs who did that, but yeah, they've pretty much cut over 10,000 jobs.
It's pretty bad, bro.
Yeah, that's fucked.
It's weird. It's like a lot of companies recently, like Hasbro, like we said in the last podcast, like there's been a decent amount of companies letting people go.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has to do with being too aggressive in the basically trying to force out games, AAA games, investing millions of dollars and letting it flop, essentially, like what happened with Halo Infinite. But it's just like these things are really killing major corporations, and I don't know if this is some sort of ploy that they're trying to do, like reduce their the amount of people they have on their team to probably fight antitrust laws when they're trying to purchase, who was it again?
Activision.
Microsoft is trying. Yeah, they're trying to. Yeah, so it kind of would make sense they're trying to mass lay off to add another studio under them.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but it's kind of unfortunate these people weren't given like some type of heads up, like, hey, just so you know, you might be getting fired.
Yeah.
I don't know if they gave severance packages. They probably did because it's Microsoft.
Oh, of course. They definitely did. They probably gave full-on recommendations too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I think it is very unfortunate, especially because a lot of these games, well, Starfield isn't even out yet, and Halo has just been like a massive disappointment, even for like the hardcore Halo fans. I feel like hopefully this is a chance for them to refocus the staff and direct them in a better direction, because I'm not gonna lie, Xbox has been good for some things, like I would say they're good when it comes to like Game Pass, and they're good when it comes to like having a foundation of companies working for them. The thing is that they're not really bringing value to the console itself, but more so the Xbox brand as a whole, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And going even further into that, a lot of the games, like they're heavy hitter games like Halo, they're just not really hitting the same anymore because they haven't really been putting as much passion into the multiplayer. We all know what the problems are with Halo. We all played Halo when it first came out, and I think it's fair to say that there's a shit ton of work to be done with that game still to this day, even like a year, coming up on a year after its release, right? So
definitely, unfortunately, Halo Infinite suffers from the live service model. All of the cons that come with it, like, you know, releasing it unfinished, and they'll just continuously update it with content that could have just been there from the start, but because it's free, hey, you know, we'll just put it out there, we'll continue to add more stuff, and hopefully keep player retention. And I don't know, man, like I don't get me wrong, playing the game during when it first was released was really fun, but after a while, like, there just wasn't enough content. There really wasn't.
But I also think it's not a primarily like Microsoft problem. Sony has been dealing with that too.
Oh, for sure.
A lot of these things, I guess it's more of, we really want to outdo each other, but we're not willing to put the effort in. We're just trying to release as much as soon as possible, so we have relevant stuff to talk about.
That is so true.
So they're just releasing games as soon as possible to try to outdo each other, but not actually like have somewhat of a passion to actually make a great game, because we all know COD and like Battlefield, that's always going to be bought because they're mainstays for the FPS community. But that means they actually put effort into that game. They could literally copy and paste a game for the last 5 years and no one would really notice. No one would really care either.
Yeah, I actually have a name for this, for the whole thing that's going on right now. I call it the Marvel DC paradox.
The
Damn it.
Marvel DC paradox.
Yeah, bro. You can. I
You
feel like
gotta
you can
explain
take
that.
you could take it and you can apply it to any field of entertainment where there's always going to be whatever form of entertainment you go into, whether it be movies, video games, whatever. There's always going to be a Marvel and there's always going to be a Sony. There's going to be people that break barriers and actually take the effort to go put in the work, and there's going to be people who try to like not replicate, but they try to do their own thing in a similar fashion, but they don't really put 110% into it, a la DC.
Yeah.
So I call it the Marvel DC paradox. You can look at it in anything, not even gaming. Look at it in other movies. Look at it when it comes to actors, entertainment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All they need is a movie to be 5 hours long to finally get the point through.
Yeah, bro. I've seen, bro. There's like 20
Zack
actors
Snyder.
that all play the same character, bro. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're absolutely correct. That's
Yeah,
why I don't really like the DCEU. Don't get me wrong, their animated series are top notch. Like, how do you put so much effort into animated movies, but you can't do the same for live action?
Actually, matter of fact, I'm about to clip that. That's gonna be a whole thing. Marvel DC, the Marvel DC paradox. I'm
Marvel
coining that
DC
right
paradox.
now.
YouTube Shorts, we're calling you out.
Yeah. All right, Jose, give me your stuck unloading.
Ah, fuck. So yeah, you were talking about just layoffs, and I was talking about layoffs 2 weeks ago, and now we're going on to something still with Wizards of the Coast, still with Hasbro. So they are releasing a new OGL. So this is almost like a DMCA clause for them. So it's an open gaming license. And we all know how people of Dungeons and Dragons community, they've been able to like customize D&D to whatever they want, make their own content for the D&D, and have their own like spin-offs of the game. Now with Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro being their parent company are trying to, mooch off of that. They're seeing a lot of people are actually making a decent amount of money making their own content using the Dungeons and Dragons like template, and now they want a piece of the action. So their new open game license that has been announced, not necessarily put into effect yet, but it's essentially saying, okay, if anything's using our template and you make a certain amount of money using our Dungeons and Dragons products, we will have profits off of your profits. We will have a royalty no matter what. So a lot of people are getting like absolutely pissed about it, because even though they're using the template, they're actually making their own product, so to speak. Just like Critical Role is making their own like books and such.
I get it.
And it's starting to be like they're basically giving themselves authority over your own product.
Yeah.
They even say it in an underline, like, new OGL gives Wizards of the Coast free reign to use, sub-license, and profit off of others' work. So think of it as NFTs.
Right. No, I get it.
Oh,
they seen what's happening with Vox Machina, and they're like, yo, run me my check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I hate it because the only reason why D&D has gotten back to prominence using their 5th edition book series was mainly because of Critical Role and maybe Dimension 20 with Brandon Mulligan. Like, Matt Mercer, Abria Iyengar, and Brendan, like, they have carried D&D back from the depths of hell. Made it like it used to be such a nerdy, stupid game that like people in the 70s and 80s were playing, and now it's coming back to being, oh, we can make content about this, we can make full-on series, we can make a television show about this. And now Wizards of the Coast are getting really like super petty and super just greedy.
I have a hot take. My hot take is they're kind of right. You should pay them people. I'm not gonna lie.
Bruh.
Wait.
What?
Is the thing, right? If they own the intellectual property and they have the ability to exercise their right to enforce their copyright law, then I feel like that's fine. It depends though. Not for every single thing. I believe there is a such thing as fair use. But if they're not doing it in a transformative way, then yeah, I do feel like they should be compensated in some form or fashion. Like say Vox Machina. Hold on. Like Vox Machina, I would consider fair use. because that's very transferable. Like, even in Critical Role people, I would consider that fair use as well, because like the amount of different monetization options they can open up with something like Vox Machina, from like merchandise to you know what I mean, they already have the animated series to like, I don't know, possibly even a real series one day, like a not real series, but when I say that, like a physical real life series, you know.
Well,
there's like, maybe in a movie there's a lot of shit they can do, and I feel like that transforms that universe into something completely different. So yeah.
Okay, well, the reason why I'm opposed to this personally is because you can also correct me if I'm wrong, Jose, because you know more about Dungeons and Dragons than I do, but how I always saw it was that Dungeons and Dragons didn't necessarily correlate to anything specific. It was always supposed to be like this kind of like open source template that kind of just like had not like any specific structure. It was more so just like, this is just a role-playing game with, it's like the basics of like fantasy inside it. It's not like it's not like, let's take like Riot Games right now and what they're doing with with League of Legends. In that case, it makes sense because any developer who comes to transform Riot's creation of League into something of their own, that makes sense, right? For licensing. Dungeons and Dragons isn't necessarily like that. It's not like there's noticeable like worlds and characters that are specific to how Dungeons and Dragons is. It was always made for it to be a template that anyone can mold into whatever it is. Once again, a big tagline and a main factor that people would play Dungeons and Dragons is that everything in this universe is your creation. It's something that you make. Critical Role has shown everybody how incredibly immersive it can be to have this template and to do what you want with it. They transformed it into something that it's theirs alone. Dungeons and Dragons, and I think that's the main reason why so many people are not happy with this, is that you're essentially trying to monetize something that has so much unlimited potential that it was pretty much like it's open source, right?
But
so
is it really open source though? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yes, it is.
But
so
like, don't you have to invest money to like? Sorry, again to cut you off.
No, you're correct. Here's the thing. I'm gonna put both of your arguments and basically explain what's going on. So free use, it would be free use, except that they are, with the new OGL, is almost essentially taking away the ability of free use.
Yes.
So what it's doing is people are making their own adventures, their own worlds, their own everything. The only thing you really need for a D&D game is a player's handbook, Dungeons and Dragons, Dungeon Master's Guide, and a monster manual. They make basic rules, but basic rules are literally free. Yes. Those 3 books are all you need to make your own campaign, right? They have their own other source books like Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, Xanathar Guides to Everything, Mordekaiser Presents Monsters of the Multiverse, Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, all those. There's still more. But those are made by the Wizards of the Coast to expand on your campaign. That should be no longer fair use, because that is something they have created that you're making your stencil off.
Yes, definitely.
Right.
However, what we're talking about is basically worlds and adventures that people have created themselves using the template of maybe the basic free rules, or maybe at the absolute extent of the player's handbook and the DM's guide. They make their own worlds, their own characters, their own campaigns based on their own world and their own mechanics. And now Wizards of the Coast says, no, that's mine now.
Yeah,
that's
it's like,
right. No, I get that. I feel like I said, I feel like it would have to apply from situation to situation. Like, see that? I don't really agree with. It kind of just depends on how they're using the IP and how they're monetizing off of it. Like, if that is the case and they're really trying to take away free use, then yeah, fuck that. But like, I feel like they kind of do make for them to want to enforce the copyright, like, it's not really like the worst thing in the world. Like look at Nintendo. Nintendo goes crazy with that shit.
And that's why everybody hates Nintendo.
I know, but it's their right to do that if they choose to do that. Whether it be good or bad for business, I'm just advocating for the right to enforce your intellectual property, but not in that way. Fuck that. No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So literally in the actual article, it really tells you this is another main reason why a lot of people are getting pissed off. It says Wizards of the Coast did confirm at the time that they were planning to update the OGL.
Right.
Though those changes were said to avoid things like third-party D&D NFTs and exploitation from large business. This business practice is not what they were saying they were trying to do. This is making it so it's almost as if, okay, we're going to stop third-party D&D NFTs, but we're going to claim those NFTs as our own and make royalties off of what you make.
You said, did you say NFT? I heard you say that before. Are people
it's really
D&D NFTs?
Yeah,
D&D NFTs.
I mean, it depends on that, but I don't know. You might have to cut them their check too on that one. I don't know.
The thing is, with that, it really just stifles people from creating their own content, because now if they do anything without a license, then it is available for destruction, like a cease and desist. And what Wizards of the Coast is basically doing with this is saying, okay, you want to create that? Cool. Run that check. But on top of that, we're going to have bigger royalties unless you're working with us directly.
Where are they from, the company?
California.
Okay. Second question. Are they trying to get a check off Vox Machina?
Yes, essentially.
Okay, yeah, see, I don't rock with that.
They have licensing off of, because Critical Role is playing D&D, obviously, and they have a book with Wizards of the Coast, which is the one, if we were to play our campaign, which I'm trying to DM, Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, that is the book I'm using. So they pay lower royalties because at the same time, they have written what they wanted to, but they have given it away to Wizards of the Coast as their intellectual property.
Yes.
So that's why they're making their own stuff like Taldore, where it's a whole different book, not using Wizards of the Coast publishers. Like they're trying to do. I keep forgetting what Critical Role uses as their main publisher now. But essentially, not only will Critical Role have to pay more, their own publishers have to pay more. So it's just like it doesn't make sense, because they had, like I had said before, they had laid off people just recently. And then on top of that, they have canceled multiple games that were going to be created via Wizards of the Coast. But I'm assuming now some dots are connecting. It's because of the OGL coming in that those games were canceled. So basically, D&D could be much more popular than it already is. But Wizards of the Coast wants it to be absolutely nothing but profit for them. Even though they're cutting their own profits doing this.
Okay, yeah. All right, well, sucks for them. It's going to bite them in the ass. All right, Arthur.
Exactly.
Give me your struggle loading.
All right, so we are moving away from Dungeons and Dragons, but we are going back into another fantasy universe, Harry Potter, essentially. So, yeah. I mean, some people want it dead on arrival. Hogwarts Legacy, yes. So currently, some fans are asking for a boycott of the game because if you've been on the internet long enough and
J.K. Rowling isn't.
J.K. Rowling.
They see me roll.
Let's just say some spicy takes, right? And in particular, in the trans community, many people are asking that players boycott Hogwarts Legacy because of what J.K. Rowling has said about the community. Now, this has ranged from, I'm not sure if I should say this.
Yeah, don't.
To be honest,
don't.
You
guys can do your own research.
You guys can read this at your leisure if you're very curious. But let's just say that she hasn't said kind words, or like she has her own opinions on the community itself. And many people are now if people are being seen as, if you're supporting this game, you are supporting J.K. Rowling's opinions on the trans community, which is absolutely wild.
Skip and a leap away from logic right there.
Yeah, honestly. When asked about if J.K. Rowling has had any involvement with the game, the developers have said no. She hasn't really provided anything for the developers to use. It's rather more so a vision of what they've been seeing, because they're Harry Potter fans as well. A lot of the stuff they have gotten from information from the books, stuff that they have created themselves. And to me, it's insane that if you buy this game, there are people that will literally see you as like a monster because they think that you're in support of what she says.
Okay, so I've had this conversation many times when it comes to music, bro. I always separate an artist from their work. No matter how many terrible things they've said, whether they're even a good person or not, it really comes down to your overall individual enjoyment of whatever thing they made. You know what I mean? Now, in the case of J.K. Rowling, they call her Rowling because she's rolling in dough. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
I didn't have this shit ready. Hold on.
That's true.
He's getting the same on board.
Yeah, so anyways, she's rolling.
God damn
She's
it.
rolling. And
Probably better because of the fact that it's late.
I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I kind of get it, but
the only way this actually supports Rowling is literally because of that's it.
Yeah.
I get it. She created the world. Give her what's due. Like, it's almost the exact opposite of what's going on with the Wizards of the Coast article. Like, she created this world and people are making a game based on that said world. Come on. It's her world, her money. Just give it to her.
yeah.
If you love the franchise, stop connecting it to just her, because a lot of people made that franchise a lot better than just JK. Literally.
Yeah.
Definitely. It sucks too because back in 2020 this was happening a lot as well, and the actors had to literally go out in social media to say, yes, we do not support what she says. We are in full support of the trans community. Like, the fact that the actors of the original movies has to come out because of what she's saying just so that people don't see them as like supporting her is insane.
Yeah.
And then the same thing that's happening with the game. It's like the developers created this as like an interpretation and another completely separate story from the original Harry Potter series. Like, this is their take. And I think that many more people need to see that and understand that this game, it's not something that has any involvement with Rowling herself. And they need, like AJ said, you have to kind of like separate the person with the media and the work that they create.
Yeah. And shit, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh wait, no, I remember now. I was gonna say, but I feel like people are worried about the wrong thing, because I feel like when they think about an intellectual property, when someone is like so closely intertwined with their own property and their own IP, I feel like it's kind of hard to disconnect. You know what I mean? The art from the artist, like I always say. But in this case, I feel like people are worried about the wrong thing, because people already know that JK has no involvement in the game. I think people should be focused on is the actual developers themselves who made the game. You know what I mean? These people got to eat. These people got family to feed. Like, why are you boycotting the game?
Definitely.
When they gotta eat, bro. And then it's like,
they're killing the middleman rather than the actual person.
Yeah, bro.
They're trying to hurt.
Yeah, bro, you really mad at J.K. Rowling, bro? Boycott the books, so them shits is still flying off the shelves.
Yeah,
that is very true.
Like, 20, 35 years, however long, and them shits is still flying off the shelves. So
yeah, it's a cult classic.
If you're really mad, put your money where your mouth is, but in the right places. You feel me?
Burn all the books.
Agreed.
Yeah, bro. Like don't y'all be on Twitter, bro? Get her canceled or some shit, bro. If that's what y'all want to do,
like
not that I care.
bro.
I don't care if she gets canceled or not. But I'm saying, if you really did want to care, like, why are you going after the game? It has nothing to do with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, just because it's in the same universe, like
Yeah,
that.
the
To
way
me,
I-
that's just unacceptable.
Yeah, the way I see it is, I'm gonna share what a friend of mine and a coworker of mine said. Essentially, something like this should not be said in front of children. All this trans stuff, and cancel me if you want to. I feel like kids are too immature and too innocent to understand what trans and gay and all that are really and having them being basically trying to have that as a part of a children's game, a children's world. You're trying to force a lot of ideologies where it doesn't need to be forced. Like, these are kids. Let them live their lives until they actually understand what goes on around on the world, you know?
I get it.
Yeah.
They do teach that kind of stuff in schools though. I'm not trying to, you know what I mean, make it like a whole political shit. I'm just starting
exactly.
out.
That's why I stopped where I stopped. I'm probably gonna get canceled.
And I
Everybody's gonna say
agree.
fuck your birthday.
They're gonna go on your birthday streams. They're gonna be like, "How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you say that?"
Like always, I feel like it falls under the responsibility of the parent. You just have to hope that parent isn't a total piece of shit and won't guide you in the wrong direction, you know?
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, we're doomed. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, we're
Pretty much.
completely and utterly fucked.
Yeah, society. Never heard of her.
On to funnier
Of
and
course.
better things, though.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Come on, The
All
Zone,
right,
Here
Misfits,
we go.
pay-per-view
Misfits.
4.
Yeah. Jose, why don't you go ahead and introduce this?
All right, so I'm weird when it comes to these things. I'm a gamer, but for some reason I actually pay attention to a lot of sports. And we were hanging out last week, and we were just like, "Yo, what are we going to today?" I was like, "You know what? Let's just watch boxing." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, they're KSI fights today. They're like, "What? Isn't that at night?" No, it's in the UK. It's 5 hours ahead. Let's just go right now.
Yep.
2 o'clock
it's
in the
surprising. That
afternoon.
really shit out of me.
Perfect. So we have a bunch of just weight classes, which technically don't actually reflect the professional boxing weight classes, but this is for YouTube and content creators.
And also,
So-
I'm gonna try to show a couple clips here. I'm gonna be a little sly with it because I'm not about to get this video copyright claimed.
Of course.
But,
Well, let's not mess with Misfits right now.
Yeah, seriously.
Yes. All right. Go.
So we had Idris Virgo versus Anthony Taylor. So as you know, Idris Virgo, was an actual boxer, still is an actual boxer, still is undefeated. He whipped Anthony Taylor's ass. Dude was stiffer than a board of wood. His right hip was just not working. I don't understand.
Bro.
Like, dude was limping everywhere.
Bro, it's funny. First off, his his walkout was hilarious because that's when all of us knew.
Oh my god.
He was so stiff from the very moment he walked out on there. And the other thing that I want to say is that if you look on his Twitter, man has the audacity to say he's the greatest boxer alive. My fucking ass, bro.
He made Americans look really bad that day. Like really bad.
This was not a good start for America here.
It wasn't it wasn't good whatsoever.
He
so
set
we
the tone
had,
pretty much. He kept going.
he set the tone. If I'm gonna ruin some of this, but there were a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Americans.
Yes.
Yeah, 5 Americans, 4 of them lost.
That's depressing, man. That's depressing.
So that was a wash. Idris Virgo won unanimous decision. Anthony Taylor couldn't get any offense through. Like, it was bad. It was really bad. So next fight, I don't know if you guys want me to just go through all of these fights.
Just go through them all.
Yeah, we'll go through all them, and we'll just chime in, because this is the second one. I'm just
this is one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie.
This was one of my favorites.
This was a war. This was an actual war.
Bro.
So we had Elbert versus Faith Ordway, the second American in the card, and it was for the women's super lightweight bout. It was a first round TKO, not a KO, only because it was a referee stoppage. There was So you know how we play video games. There's always a block button, or you hold a different direction. There was no holding of the block button.
Yeah,
here.
dude.
There was just
As
haymakers.
soon as the bell rang, bro, offense, jab, hook, jab, hook. Yo, I think like Elle took like a left jab, and she just kept going.
Nah, she was a tank.
Not even. They were doing overhand everything. They were just swinging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm being honest, like it was a classic clash of OnlyFans versus TikTok, and OnlyFans won. I mean, there's so much money in that. Let me stop. But
she won
literally,
she
like
got that check.
all of them, both of them were just swinging for the fences. Problem was, like, how are you 5 inches taller with much more reach than Elle Brooke, but you want to swing away?
Bro.
No, you want to swing away at Elle Brooke's range. It's just not going to work well for you at all. It takes longer for your punches to get because your arms are longer. You're going to have to go at a different angle than she could go straight through you. And that's exactly what happened. Both of them had just had blood pouring out their nose, which is not a good sign.
It's also hilarious.
It ended quick.
Yeah,
it was.
It's hilarious because this got more of a reaction from the crowd than Anthony Taylor's fight. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
That
it wasn't a fight. It was a brawl, literally.
It was a brawl. It was a street fight. It was literally a street fight.
Like no one, not whether you were watching it from the from home or if you were right there in the stadium, was expecting these girls to just fucking brawl each other.
I'm not gonna lie, both of their coaches got to get fired. I'm not gonna because
Elle Brooke's coach did correctly. Bay Forway's coach was not. No.
Yeah, I mean, bro, I'm sorry. I was just looking at her form. I mean, even you can see a little clip of it in the video version, bro. Like literally, they were fighting like they were on the streets of fucking Blakenham with the fucking yeah, not Birmingham, Blakenham with the fucking.
Are you talking about from software?
Not in the UK, bro. Talking about I'll shank you, bro.
That's London.
Oi, put the fucking
literally London.
Put the
East
knife
London,
down
right
there. Exactly, yeah, bro. Yeah, they was getting it.
The way I see it, she had bonus armor because of the plastic.
Bro, that's a violation.
Nah.
She had a +5 to her armor stat, so she could just.
She got super armor on all her.
All right, next fight. We had One Punch versus Ryan Taylor. Literally one punch.
Swarm.
Cruiserweight fight. Swarms versus Ryan Taylor. Both UK. It was a first round TKO. Stiff left jab from Swarms. He actually connected very solidly. It was the only punch he actually connected with, and it did damage. So I believe it was confirmed that it was either a detached retina or a broken orbital bone off of a jab, which is nasty.
Dude, you know those Mortal Kombat X-rays? Yeah, that's basically what happened here. That is pretty much what happened. You just saw like if you ever watch it in slow motion, you just see like the power that came from that punch.
Yeah. So Ryan Taylor got to fire his whole team because they were like, "Yo, you're good. You're good. Just keep fighting." He's like, "Bro, I got a pain in the back of my head and I can't see out of my left eye. You think I'm really gonna fight?" And they kept begging him to fight.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this man was fighting his heart out in previous fights.
Yeah, man, for sure.
And he never gave up. He lost almost every single fight. He even fought Anthony Taylor probably when Anthony Taylor was actually a little healthier. Because I do feel like he had a right hip injury that he didn't want to talk about. But Ryan Taylor basically fought an MMA pro, a former boxing pro.
Yeah, he
did good fights with them, lost, but he didn't quit out of them. So it was really odd because it stopped within like a minute and a half of the first round, and no one knew what was going on. Then it was a doctor stoppage, and then everybody's still wondering what the hell was going on. But now
they both put on a good fight though. I'm not gonna lie, they were both pretty
good. It was technical.
It was good.
Yeah, they both have art.
Technical. There's no such thing as a lucky punch, I would say, in boxing. So it was just a very well placed punch that did more damage than it needed to. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
But on to my personal fight of the night. Or co-fight of the night. Undertaker made a surprise appearance against B-Dave and beat the absolute brakes off that white boy and beat that mullet straight. So it was a light heavyweight fight, unanimous decision. Luis Alcaraz Minera beat the absolute living breaks off of B-Dave. Props to
Oh,
B-Dave because that man he kept getting up. He was like, "Yo, I'm not quitting this. Nope."
Yeah,
But
this was my personal fight.
Yeah, Pineda was like, "Yo, I gotta make up for what happened to me against KSI." So it was a very nice, wholesome redemption arc for both Swarms and Pineda after both losing to KSI on the same night. So it was actually pretty dope. And then one of the matches that were more technical but kind of boring only because it was one-sided.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even want to talk about
B-Dave,
the fight.
Yeah, B-Dave.
Can we just talk about this
American.
walkout? The walkout was crazy.
Dude,
that
was
right?
like
Pineda was
70% of the reason why my favorite
Pineda was
fight.
supposed to be like, people didn't know Pineda was actually in the building. He was supposed to be like a mystery fighter. You know what I mean? So just that whole walkout with the Undertaker theme, just to have it switch up with the fucking band come out and everything, bro. That shit was so cool.
Yeah, no, that was
out
a
with
clean
a mariachi
transition.
That was
band.
legendary. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't do that and not win. You just don't.
Yeah, no.
No, it was a clean walkout. One of the cleanest I've seen in a boxing ring ever, to be honest.
I mean, hey, the man is a professional.
It goes to show you how legendary the Undertaker's theme is. Like when you hear the gong, everyone shuts up and cheers, just straight up.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
How you shut up and cheer though? Huh?
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Sorry, I had to point that out because I'm like, wait a minute. All right,
it's like they shut up first and then they cheer.
All right, so that was the third American who got their ass beat. For the fourth American who got beat, Josh Bruckner.
Oh my god.
The molasses legend himself. That man was slow. Salt Poppy did quick work. Second round KO, only because he was more busy pressing the taunt button than actually boxing at that point. He was playing with his food the entire night. We don't need to get into it. It could have been a fight of the night, but it was just... It was all right.
Salt Poppy doing what Salt Poppy does.
Round 2 knockout.
Ending fights. Yeah. So round 2 KO. Not much you could do off of that. For me, the other co-fight of the night for me was Slim versus Tom Zanetti. Tom Zanetti, UK. Dude, for a first time ever fighting in boxing, that chin is granite. That man has a steel, iron, whatever chin, bro.
Bro, he was not phased at all during the entire fucking match.
And I feel bad because Slim, it looks like he's not taking it seriously enough to actually get his cardio up. He was gassed from the second round on. And I don't know if it was more of like his excuse was, oh, it was Tom Zanetti leaning on me. Yeah, that'll exhaust you from time to time, but you're taller. You could literally, like Faith Ordway's problem was, you couldn't fight at your range and keep someone else completely out. How you got like 4 inches of height and maybe 4 inches of reach on a person, and you're still trying to just hit haymakers? You got to be smarter about it. So he took a lot of unnecessary damage. Third and fourth round looked almost completely lost for Slim. Like he a Brooklyn boy, like all of us are. Like we were rooting for him, but man, you got to clean that up. You got to get your cardio up. Drop weight if you need to, like you were saying, but man, it was scary to see.
He did show a lot of promise though, for sure. I don't know if he's a professional fighter or if he just does this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know him. Like I don't know like his social media stuff. All I know is he's from Brooklyn, and I root for him because of that. But I will say he does show a lot of promise, and I feel like if he has the right team behind him, I feel like it can really push him to the next level. You know.
All he really needs to do is fight at his range and work on cardio, and he would be one of the most unbeatable people here.
Yeah, I didn't see his last fight.
I agree.
I didn't see this fight because I left, but I seen his last fight in the I believe it was the first Misfits event where the KSI did 2 fights in one night, and bro went crazy.
Yeah, he was swinging from angles that shouldn't have been thing. Like
very unorthodox.
He beat Temper pretty damn badly. Speaking of Temper, so the last fight of the night was KSI versus FaZe Temper. I can only imagine how many times people have already seen the YouTube videos. We've seen the KSI Reddit. Literally hit him with the not a 1-2, but like a 2-3 maybe? Was it? right hook.
No, it was a 1-2,
no, it was
bro.
a 1-2. It was a 1-2.
He gave him a
1-2,
1-2, bro.
I could have swore it was like a right
Nah.
right hook into a left straight.
I'm looking at it right now, bro. Bro, get him with the 1-2, buckle my shoe. That was it.
Well,
That's
he put him to
insane.
sleep essentially. It was clean. KSI is still kind of reckless with his footwork. His footwork is actually decent. It's more of the heavy swings. I don't know if he's trying to bait with them or he's
not.
still.
You know what it is?
He's still not.
He still has like his roots from like his original first fight with Joe Weller. Cause like I don't know if y'all seen like his first ever fight. That man was just trying to do a brawl. Like he really likes his overhand right, and even now in his latest fight, you can see that he still likes his overhand right. The thing is, he's just incorporating it better. Like he's not just throwing a wild overhand right and then like he's just left with like his dick in his hand. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to incorporate different combos and throw a couple things into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he's definitely using it as a setup.
I do see the improvement. It is just a bit risky though.
Yeah, no, it's far too risky because out of all the things you want to set up to have as a setup punch, it would not be the overhand right. You want it to be the left hook, maybe a left hook to the body, maybe a left uppercut to the body, hit the liver, or even a jab. A stiff jab can set up so much because you're blinding your opponent with your left hand, and then you can come around so many angles with the left hand and the right hand. You know how many people use a jab to left hook and it's always effective? Because so many people want to answer your jab with the straight, and your left hand doesn't need to come all the way back to do a hook. It could just go completely around.
Yep.
So it's like crazy. It's less frames to work with, less recovery. You know how it is. You got to put it in gaming terms.
Like the fighting, a fighting game connoisseur here. It's crazy because I was reading
like fighting games somewhere.
I was reading like Reddit posts and Twitter posts, and like there was people saying like Temper literally like threw that fight on purpose because like they really could not believe that he got knocked out that quickly.
Like I get it with Jake Paul because he has been accused multiple times of the people he signs with that there are clauses to like for him to always win. Yeah. But for KSI, I personally believe KSI is far too prideful. He's far too proud to have that clause in a contract. That's why you haven't heard any of his opponents say, "Yo, that shit was rigged." In the fact that I signed this and I had to meet a weight and I had to lose. Like no one's saying that, but they've said that multiple times for like Paul.
Yeah, no, the look that Temper had when he was just on the floor, that man was genuinely just fucking knocked out. He wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
he was seeing stars.
And on such short notice too.
Yeah. I mean, props to him, bro. Took it on like 10-day notice, whatever. So
again, I get that it was short notice for KSI for the KSI fight, but you guys are forgetting he was already on that card. He was already training to fight. He just wasn't training to fight KSI.
Yeah.
I think he was supposed to.
Who was supposed to fight before that?
I don't know if it was supposed to be B-Dave. Yes, he was on the card. I don't know if it was supposed to be B-Dave or Zanetti.
I mean that would explain the mystery opponent, I guess.
I don't know if he was on the card, but
if it's
from what I heard from KSI's own mouth, Temper was on the card.
Okay, all right. Well,
it was a matter of fact of who was going to drop and who was actually going to stay for the card. So we all know Dildo Dennis was supposed to face KSI. Of course, his name is Dylan, but he's lost a right after pulling out from that fight. So Dildo Dennis basically was supposed to fight KSI, dropped, and that's what opened the vacancy for the main card fight.
Okay.
The main event, I should say.
Who do y'all think? Okay, so everyone wants to know when's KSI gonna fight Jake Paul. Who are y'all going for? Who's your money on? KSI versus Jake Paul.
I'm going KSI.
Currently,
I don't know.
Currently, I would say Jake Paul only because, despite what I think of him as a person, because he's an absolute shit show, he has actually been essentially working on boxing for the last 5 years, nearly
Yeah, not even. No, you know, he actually just signed with. He's starting to have his first MMA fight. this year.
Yeah, that's a money grab though. I don't really care about that, to be honest. What I care about is his boxing skill is there. Yes, he does telegraph a lot of his punches. But in terms of speed, he's got it. In terms of footwork, he's got it. He has decent power too. Like, if you look at the Anderson Silva fight, he was actually pretty decent too. Was it kind of shady that Anderson lost in the last fucking second? Kind of, but at the same time, sometimes it's just how it works with boxing.
Okay.
You get a little too zesty and you get rocked.
I'm going for KSI. No particular reason, just because I like KSI more. Anyways,
Yeah, that's kind of my reason.
let's go ahead and move on. We got a couple of things to talk about real quick. We're already an hour and 6 minutes into this thing. That's pretty crazy.
We're almost done, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You ain't got much to talk about. All right, so Suicide Squad. As I'm going to pull this article up, I see that the screenshot has already been deleted. Don't worry, I found the backup. So basically what's going on with Suicide Squad is there was apparently a leak in, was it Rocksteady? Rocksteady leak, yeah.
Yes,
and
Rocksteady.
This is like an insider leak. I don't know if it was a disgruntled employee, like the whole GTA situation, but basically a screenshot from Suicide Squad came out, and it showed that they have a battle pass. Pardon me.
Yep.
Yeah, how do y'all feel about this, by the way?
I am not surprised, honestly.
Yeah.
Every single game, even single player games, they're trying ways to implement battle pass monetization into this. If freaking Square Enix can do it with Avengers, like Rocksteady at this point, they'll just do it.
But this isn't Square Enix though. We know Square Enix goes for money grabs or off rip. But like Rocksteady has had a certain kind of track record that I would only put certain companies in conversation with Rocksteady. You know what I mean? They don't really miss like that, to be honest.
Well,
no.
Too bad now. They missed.
This isn't Gotham Knights. They didn't make Gotham Knights. No, this is not them.
Oh God, no, of course
this
not.
is a Rocksteady. Like
the way I see it is the only reason why they're doing this is a lot of the founders and the people who have actually created this place are leaving.
Fair, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like the co-founders literally left 2 months ago. So I'm not surprised for the little switch up in monetization because the way I'm seeing it, there's a lot of single player games that are doing this, releasing with a smaller initial price point, and then just adding a battle pass to it to make it a little more pricey in the long run if someone really wants to like invest in the game. Unlike Gotham Knights, where didn't they have like a battle pass?
I think they did. Well, no, I think they had a season pass.
What's the difference? A season pass. Meanwhile, having a price point of $60 to start, it was bound to fail. Don't get me wrong; it did somewhat well, but it wasn't.
Okay, here's the thing, right? I'm pretty sure this is gonna be like a co-op game, 4-player co-op, and if it's full price and the battle pass is like
$10 maybe.
Fuck that, bro. It gotta be like, I don't know, like $5, $10.
You know,
$10 at the absolute max, because a lot of battle passes I've been seeing, like Overwatch and Apex, it's literally all just $10.
And it better be surely cosmetics too. Like, here's the thing: when people start, like, especially for single player games, when they start putting actual game content that's supposed to be on the disc behind a paywall, it really just rubs everyone the wrong way. So hopefully they do the right thing. They're not dumb. They just keep it cosmetics only. But also, it kind of takes away a certain part of gaming that I've always loved, where you look for like collectibles. It gives you like different skins and shit, or you do like challenges to get a skin. You know what I mean? If they're just gonna be putting all the skins behind a battle pass, it kind of takes away a little bit of that wonder of like exploration, especially because this is an open world game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I hope it's just not one of those things where it's just like, it's a big open world and there's nothing to do in it. Because like, here's the thing: I love the Batman games, but let me keep it a buck. They ain't shit to do in them open worlds. Like, there's a couple things like, here's a Riddler puzzle. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, but don't get me wrong, those games are goated, right? But to be honest, if you're playing as Batman, why the fuck would you be in the streets? You would be in the air gliding. You would be in the fucking Batmobile, cutting up in the fucking streets of Gotham, running over mad civilians, but they're not dead. Trust me, because it's just a Batmobile. It's non-lethal, and
everything's non-lethal.
Yeah,
everything's non-lethal.
But as the
he
Suicide
ain't gonna
Squad,
kill you.
as a Suicide Squad, you're literally the entire point of the Suicide Squad is to be on the ground. Obviously, there's going to be a certain level of verticality towards it, but you're not Batman. You're not flying all over the map, willy-nilly here. But I just want to see how they fill up the world with interesting things to do.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do.
All I'm gonna say about Batman is he ain't gonna kill you, but those medical bills will.
That's tough.
That
No free health insurance in Gotham. You already know.
Damn right. I mean, fucking Bruce Wayne has like what 80% of the fucking city's worth at that point. But what's it called? Basically, the battle pass is just like the natural progression of the early 2010s when every game, even single player games, were getting DLC. It's just a different way of selling it. Instead of getting it in like a bundle, you get it in like this cool interactive battle pass that you can work towards to get whatever you want. Just give us $10 and we'll give you like, extra cool skins for Harley and Deadshot and what was it? Captain Boomerang. Okay, I got it right.
Captain Boomerang. Yo, I can't believe they put Captain Boomerang. Lord have mercy.
I was like, I know it's a boomerang, dude, but I'm like, I always forget if it's Captain Boomerang or if it's like General or some shit.
Yeah.
General Boomerang.
Also, I kind of wonder what other characters they're going to include in the game as a side note as well, because they've only really showed off like 4 characters.
I think it's only going to be 4.
Really? I don't know how I feel about that then. Like, because here's the thing, at least Gotham Knights gives you the option to like switch in and out of different characters.
But it's only 4 characters.
Yeah, but like
it's only 4 characters still in Gotham Knights.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Batwoman, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Robin.
All right. I won't be as mad as it if they just
it's Batgirl, not
Batwoman. They just
Batwoman.
flush it out. You know what I mean? If they flush it out, then I'll be happy with it.
Batwoman gets bodied every time. Batgirl's actually decent.
Okay.
All right, but
it sucks. they
any
roped her into the ground.
last thoughts on Rocksteady?
Yeah, similar to what you were saying about the open world stuff, I'd definitely rather have the the Spider-Man approach rather than the Avengers approach. So have everyone explore, do like speed challenges, parkour challenges, something along the lines of that, maybe even puzzles to unlock your cosmetics rather than have it behind a paywall. Yeah, I agree completely with that.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I'd like it too if like there's just like these interactive events that you can do, kind of like how Spider-Man has like in those like weird like crimes that you can just like tune in. And for Suicide Squad, it could be like an order, be like, hey, do this now, or I swear to God, I'll like blow up your collars or some shit. And they're like, oh, for fuck's sake, we got to do it now.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I hope also, last thing I'll say is I hope that they lead into the fact that these people are villains and they're not good people.
Yeah,
I would just love
they
if
are
they do some shit.
anti-heroes.
I would love if they just do some shit where it's like, yo, they just casually commit domestic terrorism,
What the hell?
Domestic terrorism.
Boy,
They're
what
villains.
the hell?
They're not good people, bro.
They are anti-heroes.
There's a certain limit that they have to at least be like likable.
Suicide Squad is named Suicide Squad because they are forced into the goodwill of the public, considering some of the heroes actually went evil. So they're good people here.
They're good people, but they're not.
Maybe not morally good, but they're the heroes in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. All right. Well, at least kill off one of the main characters. Come on. Let's do it. All right. I'm sorry. I'm grasping that straw. All right. Moving on. We have The Last of Us episode 1 is now out. It's about fucking 80 minutes.
That it's long as shit.
What, did anyone here see it? No.
It's literally a movie.
Yeah,
no, I haven't watched it yet.
Almost a movie. And no, I haven't watched it yet.
I'm planning to.
Yeah, I've heard really good things actually so far from the first episode. I can neither confirm nor deny because I haven't seen it yet. I hope that this quality that I hear continues with every subsequent episode, but fuck.
Hell yeah, like from what I've
It's good
heard,
to hear good news, man.
Yeah, it's almost frame for frame a copy of the game, but
Yeah.
live action, which is insane. The
Yeah.
amount of care they've put into the show just on the first episode makes it feel good.
And one
Yeah.
thing that I really like is that they're actually not deviating from the original story so far. They're actually going in chronological order according to the original, you know what I mean, story, how that played out. And I hope they keep doing it, because I'm not gonna lie, bro, that Halo shit pissed me off. I don't know if anyone else saw Halo.
Dude,
Nope.
I was about
As
to
soon as
say
I heard
that.
bad things, I was like, nope. Not
Bruh.
wasting
I was gonna say I have a friend who is a little bit salty at the fact that Last of Us is doing well because he's a gigantic Halo fan, and
Microsoft
Halo
fan.
was fucking it was massacred in that
That's
show from
tough.
what I heard. And he saw it and he's like, "This is not Halo. Fuck you,
Bro, I knew the show
How
was gonna
you
be
do-
weird when they had Master Chief getting pussy, bro. Like, and just like randomly in the middle of the episode.
yeah,
bro.
Huh?
Master Chief was getting pussy, bro. He was,
Dude, the fact that he was like, excuse me, already shows that was it's done.
Yeah.
This
Halo
man
was
does not
crap.
care about pussy. He doesn't even care about his own
Exactly,
humans. Like,
bro.
why?
Exactly.
That's
Man
wild.
just partaking in the pussy on a fucking alien planet.
He's
Yeah.
just pressing circle, huh?
Oh yeah, he is.
Shout
That's Sony shit,
Shout
not
out to-
Microsoft.
out to God of War.
Yeah, gotta circle.
Teaching Atreus, you know?
Yeah.
Oh god. Nah, that's wild.
Oh,
That's Greek for you.
That's
They beat-
that's crazy.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
Greek.
yeah.
All right.
They be teaching their children all right.
Yeah, like, we would
Whoa,
have.
whoa,
we'd have
that's
more to
okay.
say.
That's great. That's
Oh my
No, the
god.
Greeks literally did that. It is confirmed. Greeks
No, I
did
know.
we know. All right.
We know. we
Fuck.
would have more to say about Last of Us if we
any
actually
thoughts?
like watched it. It's just the length, the runtime of each episode.
for sure.
Fuck. I hope to God that it's just because it's the first episode, so it's kind of like establishing the world, the story, the characters, and maybe each subsequent episode is going to be a little bit less. But
Yeah, I
man,
feel
an
like-
hour and 20 minutes.
I feel like they're gonna take somewhat of like the Vox Machina approach, where it was, I believe, the first episode, the pilot episode, was like an hour long, and then everything else was like 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that's-
I assume, based on the plot and what they have to do in order to succeed the plot for every single episode, they'll just have ranging times, like you said. So it could be an hour and a half, it could be 45 minutes. It's really up to them.
Indeed. But yeah, that's Last of Us. I've heard good things. If you guys,
Vox
I think
Machina
you guys-
season 2 also came out. Let's go.
Yes, it did. I
Just
think
came
we'll do,
out.
Next podcast, we'll give our thoughts when we actually watch it.
Yeah, it should have 6
Definitely.
episodes out by next week. To be
Oh
honest.
yeah, exactly.
God damn. All right. Well, any
like it's
last
not
thoughts
bad.
on The Last of Us?
If I shell out the money, it better be good. That's what I'm saying.
Did you play the game?
Yeah.
Wait, Jose, you haven't played The Last of Us at all, have you?
No, I watched playthroughs because I was an Xbox person and a PC person, and Last of Us just came out. No, it's not even come out. It's coming out in 2 months on PC. So yeah, I'm not buying a console just for that game.
Yeah, just wait
Fair
till
enough.
everything gets ported to PC.
To be honest, I already have a huge hot take about The Last of Us. So
We keep it to yourself.
Oh,
should I keep it to myself?
I mean, we're about to be an hour and 20 minutes, so you know what? Just go for it.
Yeah, just say it. Just
All
say
right,
it, because
so fuck it, right?
Okay.
I played The Last of Us a bit after the game came out, because it originally came out on PS3, then it was out on PS4 for a while. I kind of just put it on the back burner, so one day I finally played it, and you know, it was actually a really good game. I'm not gonna lie, all things considered, is a very good game, considering this year is now its 10th year anniversary. Yeah, along with GTA 5. When I beat the game, when I did it on stream a long time ago, I think I said I would give the game like a 7, but I think my opinion is kind of is swaying between that 7 and 8 range for me right now.
How is that a hot take?
because everyone
Because
sees
bro,
this game as,
everyone
like, one of the
everyone
greatest games of
literally
all time.
sucks this game's dick, bro. People like, yo, this is the best game of all time.
Now that's a
Yeah,
hot take.
They really,
That's not a hot take,
That's
that's
not a
facts.
hot take. I am not saying that's a hot take. Everyone, if you ask and like a person who like plays a lot of games, they will most likely tell you Last of Us is one of the best games that's ever been released.
Here's the thing, right? Oh god, this is gonna open up a whole can of worms, right? Here's the thing. When it comes to and I love Sony exclusives, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to like a lot of Sony's core exclusives, and when I say core, I mean just Naughty Dog, like Last of Us, Uncharted, whatever. A lot of their games play more like movies than they do like games. Specifically Uncharted. Not Last of Us in this case, but specifically Uncharted.
God of War too, bro. It's mostly a movie.
God of War too. Yeah, God of War. But yeah. Nothing against that, you know what I mean? I've always just been more of a gameplay first person, and the gameplay in Last of Us is incredibly solid. And the story is
I heard
pretty...
the aim system was actually kind of clunky though.
Yeah.
It's clunky, but it's clunky for a reason. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's not Dark Souls clunky. It's more like clunky as in like, yo.
Whoa! Don't you dare.
Anyway, it's clunky like
until you play the fucking game
I have played Dark Souls. I played it with Arthur
on stream.
Not gonna happen.
Man.
Elden Ring.
Now just like he's like, all right, now you got to play Dark Souls.
I did play Dark Souls. I didn't finish it.
All right, so play Elden Ring.
All right, but anyway, let me
said you
hold
were
on.
gonna
You
do it on
distracted me
stream.
from my. I was going somewhere.
Yeah, let the man speak. Let the man speak.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Thank you, Jose.
Good.
It was clunky for a reason, and like,
Yeah.
Souls.
It's clunky for
I
a
got
reason
you, homie. I got
because it basically is like that Resident Evil level of clunky where it's like when it comes to like aiming and stuff, where it's like they don't really try to hold your hand and try to like, yo, Call of Duty, let me just snap you to where the enemy is. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's more like, yo, there is like sway with the character. If they're like damaged, it'll be a little harder to hit shots if you're not that focused. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like that. That kind of clunky, but yeah, it's not clunky just to be for the sake of being clunky like Dark Souls. But anyway, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Anyone have anything else to add?
Well, it's funny because now that you said that, now that's gonna be the hotter take. You hear Jose, he's just silent now. He's
I'm
like,
just talking about Dark Souls, not Souls game in general. I'm talking specifically Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3.
You did not.
All right,
say
so
that.
yeah, if no one has
Think
anything
of
else to
being
say, I guess
clunky.
we'll go ahead and wrap this up here. This
Oh,
has been
God.
the Loading
Fuck
Podcast episode.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Didn't say I was wrong though. That's tough. All
All
right.
right. Yeah, I think it's time for the wrap up.
Yeah. All right. Closing statements.
deep
Jose,
hidden
what do you
hell
got?
for
Go
you.
ahead. Go for it.
There will be a deep hidden hell for AJ. Hands down.
That's fucking funny.
Keep in mind, Dark Souls was also, not created with as much money or a whole team or a whole console pushing it through. So it was babysitted until it could actually do something with its life. It needed how many years? But we're not going to get into that, shall we?
God.
What I got going for me is this argument that I just won. Vote me for president. Birthday streams next week.
Indeed.
I'm trying to drink. Not gonna lie. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Bit aside, but yeah, this was a great ass stream.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Bit
Final thoughts.
aside.
Final thoughts.
Yeah. What you got?
I'm still
You wanna
buying
shout out?
Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
Oh, you're canceled, my friend. You're canceled.
I guess I'm canceled. Yeah. I mean, overall, just I plan on watching Vox Machina when it comes out.
Hell yeah.
Well, like the other episodes when they come out, like next week. Yeah.
I think it's every
Probably check out the
Thursday
last
or every Friday.
It would make sense if it's Friday because I got notified of it today.
Gotcha.
But other than that, I mean, great, fun stream. The little hot take at the end was fantastic. I love that. I guess if I want to like plug myself, I started streaming again, so that's
Hell yeah.
fun. You can you see the socials down below. You can just follow me at twitch.tv/flyingrye. I'll be streaming right now. I got a schedule. I'm trying to do Mondays, Wednesdays. Well, and now that if we're gonna do the podcast on Fridays, I'll probably move it to Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays for that.
Indeed.
I had to beg this man.
Alrighty. Well, Me, all I gotta say is, you already know, hit us up on the audio version over at anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can find it right there on the website, anchor.fm/loading podcast. That is also the place to go if you want to leave us a voicemail. If you have any questions, Q&A questions, and would like to be featured on the podcast, go ahead and do that. Yeah, you see our socials, go ahead and hit our socials up. Hit my boy Jose's socials up. You know what I mean? Birthday stream coming.
Yes, sir.
Next week.
Make sure you
know
tune into one of those streams all week next week.
Yeah. Besides that, hit us up at the Loading Podcast over on Instagram. Yeah, check out the video version. And yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, boys.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Oh, bonus thing. I forgot to announce this. I have a bunch of HelloFresh free codes, free boxes, and I'm willing to give them away if you attend my stream. So
tune in to twitch.tv/FallonCrowdScript next week for the birthday streams if you want a free HelloFresh box.
You heard the man.
Damn straight.
Get you that.
One sub gives you one free box. That's all I gotta say.
Healthy.
All right, people. Well, yeah. This has been the Loading Podcast Season 2, Episode 2. My name is AJ.
My name is Arthur.
And I am Jose. We'll see you then.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. We're out of here. Peace out.
Yes, take care, everybody.
Peace. See ya.